All right. So let's go ahead and just start. We're starting with Helltide here. Spin to win, Helltide. We're using the same spec right here. This is going to be the hit speed run build that I have made for myself. If you guys want to alter it, you go ahead, do it, alter it the way that you want it. This works best for me. So this is why I have things set up the way they are. Oops, I forgot that she spawned, but we still killed her super fast. We'll do it again. We'll do it one more time because it looks like people are starting it. Oh, I'm going to start it. Here we go. All right. Just sit in the middle. Spin to win. The way we're getting Fury is from our ring right here that has Fury on kill. That just makes things easier to go by. We're sped up to hell. That's the best way to say it. We can take a look at our stats here. Let's see here. Where's our stat? Our movement speed. You know what? Look, sometimes it hits 200. Look at it pop down from 166, 200 movement speed. It's just popping all over the place. It's just weird. Why does it only say it? But, okay, it's because I'm spinning. There we go. But yeah, 176 movement speed. We're getting more movement speed when we yell. But you don't even have to yell. You can just stand here. That's all you have to do. You can just stand here. And then when Big Bertha comes, you're going to go ahead and pop your W, yep, and then go ahead and rupture, and then she's dead. Instant kill. That's how that's done. All right, let's see here. Is there a close? Oh, yeah, there is a close one. Let's go open this really quick. I traditionally wouldn't open it since I'm making a video, but hey, we are really close to it, so let's go ahead and just go open it. Actually, I'm going to show you how fun this is to just run through Helltide. So if you just run around... crap. If you just run around through Helltide, you just spin to win as you're going through things, just like if you were doing a pit. It's just fun to do. By the time I get here, I'll have 250 things. Oh, nope, I have... Oh, there it goes. 250. Go ahead and get our stuff here. All right. And we're going to go ahead and head on over to the pit, and hopefully I get a good time. You guys know that I push the button way too many times for pits, but this is kind of a showcase of this build for the speed pit. Even if you want to kill any bosses, and I love to always do the crit potion, so I'm just going to still do the crit potion. You can still do tormented bosses with this thing tremendously fast, even just leaving it with the speed on. But you don't necessarily need to leave the speed on if you want more damage. If you want to kill things, you know, a couple of seconds faster, then take the speed stuff off. But we're going to go ahead and do a pit here. Hopefully my time is decent. We're going to see what we can do. Oh, I've already screwed up. That's fine. The goal here is to do anywhere from 1 minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes. That's the plan. And I have a problem with rupturing while I'm running, and you don't want to rupture while you run. That was the whole mistake there. It actually pauses you and stops you. You want to try to hit it and run. Hit these mobs and run. Oh, see, I have a problem. I have a problem going places where I don't need to go, and I have a problem pushing the button way too many times. You guys get away from that habit, you can go ahead and take another 20 seconds off of your time, because I'm wasting it. Yep, see, I spun way more than I needed to. Sometimes don't even get these shrines because the shrines slow you up. You see, that just took like 2 seconds. 1 to 2 seconds to try to get that shrine. Because you got to be in the spin to win mode to go through these, you know, at a minute or sub 120. But today I'm not really there. Where are we at right now? We're at 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right, you want to go ahead and pop WOTB, and you want to rupture. Oh, I ruptured too early. My bad. It would have already been dead. That was 1 minute and 38-second run. But I ruptured way too fast. There's that. And one of the bosses that a lot of people like to look at is Duriel. So we're going to go ahead and pop over to Duriel. Which he's right there. I believe I do have the mats on me. Let me double check here. I do. So we're going to do Duriel real quick, and then we'll go over the build. After I sell, because Duriel's going to go ahead and pop a lot of stuff in my inventory. Here, we'll look at this other stuff later. But let's go ahead and go to Mr. Dirty Duriel. Jabba the Hutt picked his butt all the way to Pizza Hut. That's who Duriel reminds me. Oh, hey. Do I have a key on me? Yeah, I sure do. Sometimes you can get some good things out of there. Not today. Yeah, but he reminds me of Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars. All right, here we go. We're going in. Remember, everything is viable. A lot of people do have whirlwind builds out there. A lot of barbarians, you know how many thousands, maybe millions of people that actually playing this game. So a lot of us are going to be very similar. But make the builds your way. So use the guides, make it your way, whatever best fits you. That's how you're going to have fun with this game. All right, Tormented Duriel, do the same thing. Remember, when these things pop up, all we do is spin. They die. Like that. Get your butt up here. And he's dead, just like that. And go ahead and loot up your junk. And see how quick he died, even though I didn't even change the build at all. It's because we did Wrath of the Berserker, then we pop Rupture. Bam, dead. All right, so now build. Paragon tree is the same. First off, our weapon expertise is two-handed axe expertise. On your Whirlwind, it's going to be bludgeoning for your Whirlwind. For your skills, let's go ahead and go over skills. Put 2 points anywhere you want to up here. You go ahead and put Whirlwind here to enhance Whirlwind. Now, there's other things that's here that you go. I'm not going to go over it because I'll say, well, people say, why did you pick that? Well, because I'm not using a slashed weapon and I'm not fully doing Whirlwind. See, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. I'm going to show you what I have. If you like it, use it. If you don't. Simple as that. So point Whirlwind, then enhance it. Go ahead and put 3 in pressure point to make your enemies vulnerable really quick. So you'll see a lot of things differently. Go ahead and max out your imposing presence and your martial vigor. Put 1 point into rallying cry, take it over to strategic rallying cry. Also 1 point into iron skin, take it over to tactical iron skin. Go down to the next one. You got war cry. Now I have 1, 2, 3 point. Is that 2 points? 1, 2, I don't know. It's 2 or 3 points in the war cry. So what is it? It's 9, 10, 11. Okay. It looks like we have 2 points in a war cry. Enhanced war cry, power war cry. And then you're going to put 3 points into booming voice, 3 points into raid leader just for healing. Keeping you topped off to make Tyrael's might proc all the time. Movement speed, max that out. Come down here, you got 2 more. Just go ahead and put 2 damage reduction into berserking under aggressive resistance. Put 3 points into pit fighter, 3 points into slaying strike. Then you also have your rupture, your enhanced rupture, and don't worry about these because you're only using it for a boss. So 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point in the hamstring, 3 points in the cut to the bone, 1 point in the thick skin, so you could get over here to counter offensive, and 3 points there. Then you also have 3 points in the heavy handed, Wrath of the Berserker, all the way down to Supreme Wrath of the Berserker. And then, of course, always the Gushing Wounds. Here's your skill assignment. You got your Iron Skin, War Cry, Rallying Cry, Rupture, Wrath of the Berserker, Whirlwind. You can put this in any order that feels good to you. Paragon tree. We're using Disembowel, Exploit, Ire, Martial, Wrath, and Might. All of those you want to get to 21. So for your first board, you're going to want to show Exploit or use Exploit in there. Go ahead and look at it. I will not count out loud, but I will count in my head about 3 seconds. All right, next board. You want to use Ire. Oh, I'm sorry. Flawless Technique. And then put Ire there. And then the next board, you're going to want to use Carnage over here. And Might. So I'm going to wait a couple more seconds on this board. So if you want to copy that, go ahead. Just pause the video if you need to. All right, next 3 boards. Well, actually, we're going to go up here. We're going to go this way, and we're going to go up, and then you get this one last. But I'll pause it here after I show you what to put. You have your Bone Breaker. Put Wrath. You have Decimator. And you want to put Martial. And then up here, remember, we're going up first. Oh, and I did pause. Okay, just a quick pause here. All right, and then up here, you're going to pick Blood Rage board and go ahead and put in your Disembowel. And I'll wait a few seconds there so you get that one. All right, and then the very last board, you're just going to come over here to Hemorrhage. And of course, you could pause it right now. Go ahead and get that. Traditionally, you kind of want to get your strength up to 2,000 if you can. These are just numbers that just come in my head. Okay, it's fine the way it is. I just want 2,000 for some reason. Dexterity at 1150. I mean, that's great. 11,000. If you get, 1100. If you get 1100 dex, go for it. Strength 2,000 if you can. If you can't, you just can't. Right. All right. So now we have gear. Let's see here. Gear. All right. So remember, this is the speed run version. So the gear is going to look just, the only thing we're changing out is the ring. So just keep that in mind. So Harlequin Crest. This is going to look different on the build because this is all that I rolled with. It's going to look different from the build link because I'm showing you what would be probably the best rolls to get. So on this one, I would say you want to try to get Mastercrafted on cooldown on all 3 of these on the crest. Next one, Tyrael's Might. You probably want to get maximum to all elements. But since this is a speedrun build, maybe just go all stats for master crafting. Notice I have Dex gems in here. So Dex gems too give you extra, wherever it's called, a critical strike chance right here. And I need that because my build's kind of weak. You also are going to go with some gauntlets here. And there's the stats there. Now you could do vulnerable, you could do crit damage. It's just whatever you come across. For the greater affix, just do something like that. And you probably want to roll on critical strike chance for this on all masterworks. All right, now the pants, you don't necessarily need armor to be hit. I like it just to make sure that I do hit this amount. So I actually needed to hit it once to do that. But if you could find something different, then find something different. But this is what I have, okay? You would want imposing presence. Imposing presence on all 3 mastercraft, because that will give you tons of hit points. As you can see, I don't have. But you could do that. But you get a lot more hit points with that one. Okay, your boots. Yeah, you want to do movement speed up the butt on this one. And War Cry if you can. Or just go ahead and roll it on movement speed. It doesn't matter. War Cry, movement speed. War Cry would probably be better. I'm going to leave it at War Cry, but movement speed if you want to go faster. Let's go ahead and go to our jewelry, and then we'll go over weapons. Jewelry, critical strike chance, critical cooldown, heavy-handed. You want to go all on heavy-handed if you can on this one. All heavy-handed. Simple as that on the amulet. Starless Skies, that's great for damage. Also, well, just damage overall, and your resources get reduced. You want to try to get all critical strike chance, I believe, on this one. Yeah, that's going to be my best bet, or my best guess. Your ring, I do have Fury on kill. It makes it easier to run around. You probably want to max out your critical strike chance, I would think, or critical strike damage. Now I'm leaving it on critical strike damage, or I'm sorry, damage while berserking, because there's a cap on berserking, just to let you know, of 300. So my berserking is 308, 313. If you're going over 300 on your berserking, you've met the hard cap at 300, so you're just wasting a percent. So yeah, you want to keep that around 300. All right, so now this, you traditionally want to have crit on your two-handed mace instead of vulnerable damage. But if you take a look at this freaking weapon, it's a chef kiss. Everything's perfect on it. So crit damage, and then maybe life instead of damage. But no, since this is a speed run, never mind. This is a speed run, you want damage on it. Boom. So you just want to try to get crit strike damage then on this one. For your two-handed grandfather or a pole arm, actually a pole arm actually might be better than this, because this is kind of overkill, because this has damage where you could get extra stuff from using a pole arm. So I would say probably a pole arm. I might venture into that a little bit, but right now I have a grandfather. That's what I'm going to use. Bam. There you go. You probably want everything to go into all stats or maximum life or damage. That's just totally up to you. I think I chose all stats on this one, or damage, one of the two. For these things, you want to have critical strike damage or vulnerable damage on these two. Now, I have the chance for Dust Devils to cast twice on this one, and I left it at the hitting it twice and once on there, because if you add these up, this is actually my Dust Devils to cast, which is 67.5% or something like, I don't know, something like that. But 2/3 of a chance to cast on it, good. And as you can see, I have the Dust Devil size over here on this bludgeoning, but you could have, like I said, mix and match it. Have your size over here, have the cast twice over here. It doesn't matter. Just have some kind of stats like this. Now these are pretty much perfected as well. I mean, look at the stats on that thing. Everything's maxed. Stupid. What about this thing? Is this everything maxed on this one? Close, but not really. Yeah, the Dust Devils thing and the damage, but still. The vulnerable damage is nice. The critical strike damage was maxed. That's what I like about it. Those are what I have on this dude. Just to, if you guys want to look at the stats here, I'll just kind of scroll down a little bit, but show you the key points. The key points is your critical strike damage 6k, but that's because I have this critical damage and critical strike chance on. Critical strike chance 78, so around 80 with this one on as well. So I just drink those. I pretty much just keep that on permanently if I'm running a pit. Vulnerable damage, you really want this to be 350, to be honest, especially for season 5 when it comes out, because it's going to be hard capped at 350. So probably take that damage and put it up here to critical strike. I wouldn't doubt if you could have 7,000 critical strike damage after taking it out of here. Well, we'll just say 6,500. There's other stats. Remember, berserking, you want to keep it under 300 or right at 300 because that's the max cap. Life, it would be nice if you have 35k or more. I have 25k. It doesn't matter on 101s because you're not dying anyway. You know, of course, your armor, I mean, this is all self-explanatory crap. Let's see here. And then the dust devil effect size, you could only do 100. It says right there, the amount is capped at 100. And then amount is capped here on your movement speed too at 200 as well. So those are the kind of the key points. Other than that, that is the build. I don't think that I have missed anything. If I have, just let me know. But that's the build that I use. If you like it, use it. If you don't, you don't. Other than that, please like and subscribe if you can. And I appreciate it. You guys have a very, very safe day.